Hello, my name is Laura Feldt. I'm an associate professor of the study of religions at the University of Southern Denmark. I'm also the current chair of the Danish Association for the Study of Religion and the co-director of the Center for Understanding Human Relationships with the Environment, also at the University of Southern Denmark. My empirical fields are primarily the ancient Near East, ancient Judaism, and Christianity, but I'm also very interested in contemporary transformations of the religious landscape in popular culture and media. My first work involved the old Babylonian Sumerian legends of Lugalbanda and Gilgamesh and the heroic myths of the god Ninurta. In this, my first interest was related to monsters and the monstrous and the roles and functions that they performed in this religious literature. But I then moved on to a study of the fantastic in the Hebrew Bible, where I was interested in broadening the purview of narratives that we study in our work, from classical myths to also these fantastic tales of which you're not quite sure, that evoke doubt and disorientation and confusing emotions. I then embarked on a comparative project on ancient wilderness mythologies, where I compared depictions of wild nature and the roles and functions that wilderness stories played in ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Judaism, and ancient Christianity. In my current project, I'm working on, it's called Total Devotion, Passions and Plots in Radical Religion in the Ancient World. And it's also a comparative project. It's primarily focused on the role that emotions and narratives play in the formation of total devotion or forms of radical religion, primarily in ancient forms of Judaism and Christianity. And for the lecture at the upcoming EASR in Göteborg, my plan is to combine some of these research interests and speak about wild feelings, or feeling the wild. So in this lecture, I'll explore the kinds of emotions that are described as the personal experiences, usually in the ancient world, of heroes and heroic gods who venture into the wilderness, who meet monsters and experience fantastic events in the wilderness. But the role of emotions in relation to nature has not been explored so much in the ancient world. So I'm interested in the role that our embodied sensory experience and our emotionality plays in nature experiences. So our relationships with the non-human world, with nature, our reactions to the climate and biodiversity crisis, I think, are affected by our embodied experiences. So not only are these reactions and interactions with non-human nature affected by our concrete environments, our ecological environments, but they're also affected by sociocultural narratives about experiences in nature and the emotions that kind of model those experiences for us. So I will start out our journey into the wild. I don't have a magic bus like Christopher McCandless in the famous movie Into the Wild by Sean Penn, but I will take you on a wild journey to ancient Mesopotamia. I'll also bring an example of some ancient Christian ascetics from Gaul. And I'll end, I think, in contemporary popular culture in Scandinavia, where we have some very uncanny ecologies, where we see a new genre on the move called Nordic noir or eco-horror. I may also touch upon Danish responses to rewilding initiatives, which have been very emotional indeed. So I'll give some examples of how our relations with nature, the climate and biodiversity crisis, are affected not only by the concrete environments in which we live, but also by our embodied experiences and the socio-cultural narrative frames that we use to understand these issues with. Finally, let me just extend my huge thank you to our Swedish colleagues in Göteborg who are organizing a conference which I'm sure will be a wonderful event. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.